Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. How is everyone? How did you find the roof? Was it difficult? Was it hard? Was it easy? Good morning, Robin, Alice, Helen. Wow, lots of people this morning. So yeah, today we're gonna do the door. Yeah, we're gonna fill in the curtains. That's optional. If you want to do that, then you can. If not, that's okay. And then we're gonna do an outline around the whole thing here. So we're gonna be filling in a lot of things. And this is where you can straighten up some things that maybe aren't so straight. And you can cover some of these things that you went over with. So like here at the top with me, I can cover that up. So that would be good. So it sounds like people liked doing the roof. Helen says, not as hard as I thought. Marian says, love doing the roof. Jamie T says, I like the roof. I feel like I traced mine slightly smaller, so I felt like it was a bit of a squeeze to get 3 lines in. Gotcha. So yeah, this is an 8-inch hoop, so that might have been, that might have been a problem if your house was smaller. I'm sorry about that. Alice says, I saved my roof, so I have a good sewing session. Now I can blitz the whole house in one. Good. Oh, I do love it when I have a bit of sewing, like I have like a lot saved up. Do you know what I mean? So I can just like boom, 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 keep going. All right, so I've chosen gray for my curtains. And I've chosen this light blue for my door. So I'm going to get going. We're going to do 3 strands for the door. And this is just going to be a regular satin stitch. You can go on the back if you want to. But we want to try and fill up that whole door everywhere. Okay, once I let go of my need to get every line perfect. It's hard though. It's hard, especially when you have a straight line and when you have them that are parallel to each other. You can really tell when one of them is not like in line with the other ones. You can really see it. So that's something that I've had to be like, it's fine. It's a country cottage. It'll be fine. Don't stress out about it. Don't, have a heart attack or anything. Okay, so the only real thing with this that you need to worry about, we're doing the door first. There we go. I'll move this up a little bit too so it's not in the comments. Where's my blue one? The only thing you have to worry about here is getting these lines straight. That's it. Now you can do them sideways if you want to. I did mine up and down and I quite like that, but you can change it if you want to. If you feel like the up and down, you don't want to mess with that. Again, totally up to you. But I did just a couple lines here because some of these are a little bit tricky because it goes in a curve on the top, but straight here on the bottom. Yeah. And I'm actually going to start it off center because we're going to have the cross here. So you're going to have more holes or a knot in the middle. So I'm just going to move that over so that when I do my cross for the middle, I don't have any knots or anything like that hanging there. I could start at the bottom here as well because this is just going to be one stitch. So let's go. So this could be a regular satin stitch, or you can do it like the same way that we did the house part. If that worked out well for you, you can practice a bit more. I tend to, as you know, do a bit of both. So sometimes I'll go straight next to it. Sometimes I'll go up again. Just depends on what I feel like. So all we're really doing is just filling this in with a satin stitch. The curtains will be exactly the same. I might not stitch the curtains, or maybe I'll just do one side so that you guys can see, just like I did this. It just depends on how long, because I want to make sure that we spend some time outlining. Yeah, I'm just going to do one more here as well and get right up to that. And then come back over here. And I'm using 3 strands, the same as the house, because I didn't want the door to get too raised up in 3D like the roof. Oh, I like this color. It's really pretty. I kind of want to paint my front door this color. But we have a PVC door, front door. And I want to change it to like something else. It's like a really horrible brown color. And the same on this side. Use your little measuring. Now from here, you can choose to go back over here and fill in the top. And make sure that you're going down far enough so when we do that outline, not too far apart. I've just done it too far apart, I can tell. I can just tell. Rejected. These lives are my favorite time of the day. Oh, do you know what? They're mine too. I got up extra early today. Oh, that's so cute. Veronica says, I'm doing a red door as I've always wanted a bright red door. Why don't you do one? You can paint your door. But yeah, I got up extra early today and I was like, oh my gosh, we have like 3.5 hours before the live. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So the sampler kits went live yesterday. They're live in the shop and they are the sampler pattern. Do you remember I showed these ones? So the pattern's there, super cheap. It's only $2 by the time Etsy takes all of its listing fees and stuff. And then they're like cut or whatever. Literally I'll get like $1 or $1.10 or something, or $1.50. But it does keep the shop like active. So it's a really great way to show a little support and keep things going, you know? Oh, do you know what? I saw that this morning and I've already put it together. I just have to print the make. If you haven't got a kit from me before, so you won't know, but at the very top here, this is the box. Ooh. At the very top here, there's like a little printable that I put so you can see like what's in the box and like all kinds of stuff, you know? And I haven't made them yet. So that's my job today. And then hopefully I can have David take it to the post office today. So as of right before I got online, I've sold 5 kits. So I've already made up the 5 kits. I just have to paste that one, not paste, but, stick the top on it. So that's my door done, just real quick. Oh, that's so sweet, Alice. Veronica said that she got one too. Alice says she doesn't know it's coming, so it should be a nice surprise. Aw, that's so sweet. Now the door the curtains are exactly the same. I'll do one side just so you can see. I mean, as you know, it's not really anything like special. I'm just going to do the 3 strands. If you want to, you could do a more textured curtain there with like a split stitch all the way. I'm just separating threads. Okay. So yeah, if you wanted to do a bit more textured or maybe make it lay a little bit more flatter, then you could put a split stitch in it, and you could actually follow the way, so they kind of go whoosh, whoosh. Or you can make them straight up and down like we have with the door. So I guess I should probably show the split stitch so you see it on here. So for this one, I'm going to start again, not right on the edge, because I know I'm going to have to do the cross there. So I'm going to have to put my needle down. I don't want to have a knot there. So the split stitch is you go right inside. Did we do this one yet? That's the chain stitch. I don't think we did the split stitch yet. So the split stitch is that every stitch you can go forwards. Yeah? Let me zoom in. You can go forwards and you go into that stitch. Like that. And this gives a lot of texture to your piece. Obviously, you could just do a regular satin stitch. Split stitch will take a little bit more time. I just think that I don't know, it adds a little bit of something if you wanted to. But if you're over satin stitch now, you could always do something a little bit different, which is the split stitch. I will say though that it is nice because you can manipulate it how you want it to be. So you don't have to necessarily work it in a straight line. You can kind of go, you can curve it, you can make it behave a little bit there. You can make it go where you want it to go, is what I'm trying to say. Ooh, I thought I might use variegated thread for the curtains, but not sure. That would be cute. Yeah, part of me wants to like make them really different, like a pattern or something. But I just think with so much going on already with all the flowers around it, you're not really gonna see the curtains that much. So something like a variegated thread would be really nice because it gives a nice effect without you having to do too much extra work to it, Like the house has so much detail. I don't want to add more detail. But the variegated thread is something that's really easy. Really easy to do. Okay, so you see how it kind of like makes it look like it's sweeping over? Yeah. I'll do this bottom one as well. And again, the split stitch, you just go into the previous stitch. You can do it a couple different ways, which I didn't show before. So you do one stitch, you can either go in front of it like this and back into it. Yeah. Or you can come up in the middle of your stitch like that. You see? And then go forward. Both ways are okay. Both ways split the stitch. Don't even sass back to me today. Thread. Come on. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Real quickly, if you were going to do the satin stitch on here, I would still do straight up and down like this for these. Yeah. Oh, Jessie's come down to see us. Hi, Jessie Bessie. Yesterday, our bathroom started leaking into our ceiling, and a plumber can't come until tomorrow. So Dave is just upstairs taking a shower. Yesterday, we searched all over the bathroom to try and find this stupid leak, and we can't find it anywhere. So I ran the bathtub, I ran the shower, I did the sink, I flushed the toilet. Nothing is leaking. Nothing is leaking. So I just heard he's taking a shower upstairs. And you know what? I really hope that doesn't start leaking again. Jessie's having a drink, so that's a good time. Just in the video forever. Thanks, Jessie. Good. Okay, so there's the one side. It takes a little bit longer, okay, than regular satin stitch. But there's what it looks like. I'm going to move on now and do the outline, because the outline you have to think a little bit strategically when you do the outline. So I'll come back and fill that in later. And it's okay if you would like to do the outline first and fill in each of the sections later. That's okay. Some parts you're gonna have to be a little bit careful around, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm gonna use 2 strands of black, get out of there, for the outline. And I'm gonna start my outline at the tip, but kind of in the middle. So this part here, we're gonna fill in this outline, this, hi George. What is that called? Like eaves something or something? The outline. The outline of the house. So I'm not going to put it at the tip. I'm just going to put it in line. Yeah, but not the very tip. Because I don't actually want ridge. Maybe. I feel like there's some kind of gable. Maybe there's some kind of like name for this like, you know, outline that people have around their house. Like where the gutters are, and it's like a thing. There you go. So for this one, we're going to do a lot of this measuring like we did with our thread up and down for the satin stitch. And we're going to do this because we want to keep these kind of straight, but mostly so that we can make sure that we get our edges nice and straight without making this too wide. So So I have 2 strands of black. And for this one, we can jump all over the place. So it doesn't actually matter if you go from here to there. It doesn't matter, okay? Because everything's gonna be filled up except for these middle windows. So I'm not gonna soffits. Yeah, I think that's what it is called, actually. So the only thing we have to be careful about really is these here if you're not gonna fill them in with anything. So we're gonna come back up here at the top. Woo! Woo! I hooked my thread around my brick. And all we're doing here on these corners is we're trying to make a line like this, and at the top, a straight line down like that. Yeah? And they are gonna be pretty close together. And we're gonna keep doing these long satin stitches like this until we fill up all of this white thread, white fabric. Guys, I'm something else today. But 2, till we get a really nice outline. And you might have to do a couple that don't go the whole length of this area. And what I mean is you might have to do one that kind of is not all the way up and not all the way down, just so that you fill that space in. And if you do just a couple, it won't matter. You won't see anything different, you know? So where am I? Where am I at here? So now I'll come up and do this side. Covered. Yep, that'll be good. I like to do a little measurement like that with my thread just to see where I need to put that line to cover it. Because if I put it down here, yeah, you're still going to see that white. So you're going to have to put it up a little bit higher than you might need to. And this is going to be different on everybody's embroidery. Okay? You don't have to do black either. So if you wanted to do a different color, of course you can. You can outline with the same color that you did your roof. You can do a different color entirely. You can do it with the details color that we did like the tiles on. Don't be afraid to add more passes or more goes on here. Now, alternatively, however you use that word, you could do a split stitch in here as well. Yeah, to really fill it up. I like to keep them like with the straight lines because I feel like it makes it look more like an architecture drawing almost. But again, that's up to you. I just think that the long straight lines make it look really nice and crisp. Okay, so for these edges, we're going to come back here and do one straight stitch up to cap those like that. And then one here in the corner from this corner up. There we go. 2 strands for the black, yes. gonna fill in this little bit of white that I have right there. Yeah. Of course, you can use more if you would like to use more. I tend to like to use 2 strands because you can get a really small outline around there that's not too like bold and overpowering because it is black. And you can really build it up. And it will be a little bit of a slow process. But that's just because you really want to make sure you take your time and you get all of those edges covered. Because it will make such a difference once you see them there. And then the white fabric as well. So because it's black thread on white fabric, you will see the white a little bit better. You know, you will see it popping through. But it doesn't really bother me that much if you see a little bit. Now on this side, I'm just gonna try and have the same amount of overhang here. So maybe not go all the way. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave a little bit. On this side, there. I'm gonna have to get more thread in a minute. Come on, one more. Okay. Let me tie this and then get more. And then, okay, knot. That's not nice. Why'd it have to do me like that? It's like not even a knot there. It's just loose. Okay, let me grab 2 more strands. It is a slow process, the outline. And that's why I didn't do it yesterday as well, because I feel like it would have been too much stitching for one day. Okay. I can hear him up there. What is he doing? Just trying to... Thank you. Somebody said that's beautiful. You should see everyone else's. Absolutely stunning. I'm not even kidding. I'm so proud of you guys. Every time that I saw the houses over the weekend and then the roofs yesterday. Speaking of, I still need to upload the video from yesterday. So it's not you, it's me. I just said, which is funny because I end up doing a week at a time. Yeah, but I feel like if I teach you a lot at one time, I feel like some people might get really overwhelmed. You know, like I'm never going to be able to do this, blah, blah, blah. Obviously that stitch went crazy. A little bit too out of control there. But that's okay. All right, so I'm just gonna come down here and fill in this bottom part, and then we'll start on the windows and the door frame. Now the door frame is pretty self-explanatory. Literally, it's just 1, 2, 3, yeah? But the curve part, make sure you make your stitches a little bit smaller around the curve so that you can keep that curve illusion there. Let's do a little end cap on this one. And these end pieces, you might have to do somehow I have a knot back here. No. Oh, it's back farther. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm pretty sure that's a thread that's poking through and not. And then to finish it, we'll do one little thing like that. Okay, now let's do the sides. Now my side, I did what I told you guys not to do, and that's pull those too tight. Yeah, so because I've pulled these on the side, you can see how it goes in almost like a haystack. So I've had to move my line just a little bit over. Now with this, what I've done for the last two samples is go only until here and then go back. So don't do one big long one over the whole thing. And then we'll get started on the window. Again, it sounds really simple, but sometimes you have to plan where these are going because you really don't want to be doing a split stitch into the outline threads. You know, you don't want to be going into those. Okay, so almost finished with this window. The only thing left is to outline the curtains. And I'm pretty sure I did this with just 3 stitches. 3 stitches here. So you want one at an angle. And back up to that point. Again, going underneath that thread. This is just a back stitch. And then this one here, I'm going to go up in the same hole I just went down. And then to this one underneath. Yeah? And then we're just going to continue that. Obviously, you can make your line here a bit more straight than mine. Now, if you're going to outline before you do your curtains, like I am, when you do your curtains, you need to stick your needle up under these stitches a little bit so you don't get that gap. Yeah? Have we got any questions so far about anything? I'm trying to have a look. If it's about something I've already done so far, like you're just now coming on, then wait until I upload it, or you can go back through the live. Aw, Miriam said, I didn't think this house could be any more adorable, but it is. And then someone said, was having a browse through the Barmy Fox SAL yesterday, and all the projects look so nice. They really do. Seriously, I'm so proud of you guys. I think this is another one of those Stitchalongs where I'm just going to like burst into tears at the end. Like, oh, I'm so sad. I don't want it to end. Okay, so there's one. Gonna go and do the door now. Straight across the bottom. Obviously, I should have done them a little bit lower, but that's okay. This is a house where the couple worked on it for their entire lives, and they planted all of this flowers in the garden and everything. Yeah, so actually it being wonky and, you know, it's totally fine if you cry at the end. Oh my gosh, stop using my catchphrase. That's probably what I need to do is like make t-shirts or something that say like, it's totally fine with just like a crying flower. That would be absolutely adorable. Okay, so to get these lines, so it looks like the straight line goes underneath that one, what I do is I keep this out like a loop and then go up on that line, Tori, on that line, like this, okay? And then when you pull it up, that line will be under the horizontal line. Do you see? So that way you don't have to shove your needle underneath there and hope that it goes under how you want it to. I'm just a treasure trove of tips, guys. A treasure trove. So here is just another straight line up to the middle of the window right there. I'm running out of thread again. And then this here is where you do two kind of slanty lines and they make a curve. So we'll do one like this. Slanty lines is a technical term, by the way. Not like angled or slanty. Okay, so we'll do two on each side and then one little straight one at the top. Let me do a knot. And of course, I've just messed all the back of it up. A nice slanty line. Back in business. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys, we're almost finished. Oh, this house is so freaking cute. Ooh, Kim's in. Hi, Kim. Okay, so I'll start over here so that the knot is not in the same place, yeah? So again, another one of those slanty lines. Another slanty, and then a straight one at the top, right at the tip. So these are just back stitches. Kim, you did miss it. I'm throwing out some really technical embroidery terms today. So and then we're going to do the other window. And like I said, normally I would definitely dust my hair. Oh, bugs and bees would be cute, definitely. Yeah, normally I would fill in these before the curtains, before I do the outline. But if you really can't for whatever reason, or you don't know if you really want to right now, you can always do it later. You know, you don't feel pressured to not do the next step just because you're not sure of what you want to do. You know, you can always outline it and come back and fill it in later. So don't ever feel like, oh, I just don't know. Maybe I want them to be plain. Maybe I want them to be colored. I don't know. Now for the middle of the windows, I'm doing one long stitch down, one long stitch across. Obviously you could do 4 stitches all meeting in the middle, but you run the risk of one side being a little bit off. So it looks like it'll be one straight line like this, and then the next one could be a little bit wonky like that. So that's why I'm doing it that way. But if you find a different way that works for you, then obviously do that. Okay, and then for these, we're just going to outline what we've already stitched. So the split stitch in the curtains does give that texture, and you can really tell that it's different from the house. But if you wanted to do a satin stitch, you could as well. That's all right. Yeah, so I bought an embroidery stand from a charity shop. It was only £5, so I got quite lucky, but you can find them from a lot of different places. I know Cloudcraft might have them. Hobbycraft has them sometimes. Amazon has them. If you're in the States, Hawthorne Handmade has them. Yeah, there's a place called Katz Stitch. They sell cross stitch stuff, but I think you can get them from there as well if you're in the UK. My YouTube video is over. So you can even tell just by the one filled in curtain how it looks. I think they're delivering online if you check their website, because I know that they don't always have them in the shops. So you might have to check their website first and just check and see if you can get one there. Cloudcraft is another really good one, but I'm not sure if they have the stands. I know they have like threads and hoops and stuff, and they are still delivering. So they're not closed at the moment. But again, it's another online shop. But they're lovely. Oh my gosh, guys. I only have, after this one, 2 more stitches. Oh, why did I go in that one? That's annoying. I said 2 stitches and I've jinxed myself. Sorry, now I have 2 stitches. I thought I went around it, but I definitely went through it. Holy shit, that's so cute. Okay. So there you go. If you want to, you can put a little doorknob here. Whichever way you want, you know, left hand or right hand. And I would just do a little, maybe 2 wraps. For a little doorknob. And she's finished. So obviously there's a couple little places where I could, this is just caught. I could fill it in a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Because you can still see some of the white marks here. So I can make this a little bit thicker on this side, especially because it's a little bit thicker on the left side. So that might be all right to do that. And if you need to do just a little one like that, you can, just to make it the same. Mary said, oh my God, it would be great to go there right now. I wouldn't mind lockdown in that cottage, right? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I think we need to buy a cottage, guys. All right, so that's what we've got for today. I cannot wait to see your cottages and see what you've made. Please take your time. Don't get frustrated with the outlines because it'll all depend on how much your stitches here pulled. So if it's a little bit not, perfect, that's fine. Also, we're going to stitch some things over top of this. As you can see, these here, they're going to go over top. So what you could always do is add a little one that goes over, just right there, if you really wanted to cover up any of those imperfections that you don't like. But yeah, be sure to tag at the Barmy Fox so I can see your houses. And go through hashtag the Barmy Fox SAL to like and comment and see everyone else's houses. I think they look incredible. So I'll talk with you tomorrow, and I'll upload those videos right now as well, just to make sure that we're all caught up and up to date. Because I'm not sure if I did Mondays either. So yeah, so yesterday's and today's, I think I'm going to have to take some time and do that just now. So enjoy your Tuesday. I cannot wait to see your houses. I'll talk with you later. Bye.